What's up, what's up, what's up, Cola Gang? I'm back with a new update on the David and Celeste saga. A new character has been unlocked. Alright? A new character has been unlocked, and the character is the manager. Who is pictured here? The manager, Josh Marshall. Who has been managing David for approximately 4 years, I would want to say. Was aware this whole time of this underage love and whatnot. All these adults have failed this girl. Not only have they failed this girl, but in a little way they failed this weirdo little kid, because even though he's 20 and he's grown, he's still a little young-minded. Y'all just failed everything. You shuffled the bag, you fumbled the bag, you just did the worst. You understand what I'm saying? So the home that David and Celeste were sharing was leased out by the manager, Josh. Josh heads a company called, I think it's called Mogul Visuals or Mogul Visions or whatnot, that has some type of intertwinement with Interscope. Yeah. This is really looking crazy. And then listen, I want y'all to wait to the end, because I kind of have a little devil's advocate spin to put on this, even though I still feel like this boy did it. But just hear me out. Just wait till the end and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Yes. Now, he leased out this $20,000 a month. I think it was a $3 million mansion, mini mansion, whatever you want to call it. And he had it in his name, right? So now, guess what, y'all? They have broken the lease. David and Josh have broken the lease, have moved David's stuff out, and still being hush. And this is the thing. I know a lot of people like, well, he probably didn't do it because why haven't they arrested him? Why this, why that? You know what's crazy? Maybe because the feds is going to come get him. Because a lot of y'all are kind of square, so y'all might not know who I'm talking about. But the whole Preacher with the Rich Porter case and whatnot, they sent Preacher to the feds. Like, when you're going as far as unaliving people and then dismembering them and hiding body parts and stuff, because remember, all her parts were not found in that trunk. She was dismembered, but her whole body was not found in that trunk. Okay? That's some federal stuff. And then the newest update with the Tesla, the police have released the Tesla and took it back to the impound. Okay? Look right here. You see that? Y'all see that, right? Yeah. You understand? So, like, at the end of the day, some people are like, oh, they're just trying to set up to see who's going to come get it. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard, because we already know who the Tesla belonged to. So who does it matter at this point whether they come and get it? But this is the funny thing about the feds and the big boys and whatnot. They'll let you think you got away with something, being that this little boy has wrote about this whole thing in all of his songs and dropped little eggs and videos and this and this and this and this and that. They know he's too smart for his own good. They know that he's foolish enough to think that he got away with something and might try to do it again, might, talk about it, might who knows what. You understand? So it's over, but it's really not over. You understand? Because there's still no suspect, technically. Right? But we know this person has been dry snitching this whole time. So we got to just let that stuff play out. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, he's going to go to jail. Something's going to happen. And to be honest with y'all, I don't even think he did this by himself. Now that I'm starting to see stuff, that's like the managing mod of his Discord. And I'm gonna drop a link. I'm gonna drop a clip of the video. He's really a masochist. He's really sadistic, talking about chopping women up. Oh, I wish women would let me unalive them and chop them up. You understand what I'm saying? So this is larger than just David, I think, at this point. It's a lot of weird, and no disrespect to the people that like anime. You understand? Y'all are not weird. But anime does have a lot of weird things that's going on and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? And then I stumbled upon this interview that David did with talking about this whole alter ego and whatnot. He might have mental health problems. He may be a severe schizophrenic or one of them, or have identity association disorder or something like that. Because maybe in his weird, twisted mind, maybe his alter ego unalived that poor little girl. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm dead serious. You understand what I'm saying? Because who thinks about stuff like that? Like, oh, matter of fact, let me just play the clip for y'all.
He's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden. And he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come.
That's not wild? Was that not wild? Was that not wild enough for y'all? Yeah. And then next adult that failed Celeste was his cameraman. His cameraman, and his cameraman thinks it's shits and giggles, but it's not going to be shits and giggles when it's time to go to trial, because you definitely will be called up to trial, sir. You understand? You think it's funny and ain't a damn thing funny. Okay? Right? This boy is admitting, when being questioned on a live, that he knew basically, and David likes what he likes. Okay, so you cool with hanging with a person that's a chomo. Okay, duly noted. Let's watch the clip.
Chat, I feel bad for Celeste. Wonder boy, you knew about that.
Who?
You were working with David. You were his cameraman when that happened. You didn't say nothing.
Yes.
No, you're messed up. You didn't say nothing when David was going down with that.
He likes what he likes. David likes what he likes.
Is this the generation that we're in for real? Is this is really happening, y'all? This is happening in real time. And he thinks it's funny. He thinks it's cool and cute. You're technically an accomplice to SA. Because when you mess with a minor, that's SA. I don't know if anybody knows it. Like, you don't, you know what I'm saying? That is a SA charge. You know what I'm saying? You have to, like, sign in and all that other good stuff and whatnot. And I'm starting to believe his Christian mother, she may or may not, but I think she knew too. I think it was more than just the parents of Celeste. It's a whole ring of adults that was supposed to know better. From management to the lawyers, to the people in the Discords, to the people in whatever other chats they was having, to the people in the Roblox and the Fortnite and blah, blah, blah. What the hell is you doing on Roblox? But that, I ain't even gonna get there. We ain't even gonna get there. Okay? We not gonna get there. All right? But this is crazy. And also, I would like to retract a statement that I made in the prior video. No human baby remains were found. Okay? That was blown up speculation, but that still doesn't mean that she was not pregos, because the Discord said different. And it goes down in the Discord. You get what I'm saying? So in the Discord, according to Discord, she was pregnant. So in my mind, okay, they didn't find the physical remains, but that still does not take away from what it is. Okay? Now, here we go with the whole devil's advocate part that some of y'all may not like, but I'm just, I'm just trying to think out the box a little bit. Maybe he didn't. We know for a fact he's a chomo. Okay? That is documented. He's a chomo. Okay? But maybe he didn't unalive this girl. Maybe somebody was smarter than him. You understand? Like, okay, he's singing this weird stuff anyway. You understand what I'm saying? And whatnot. And it just happened to go along with what the hell was going on. But, yeah, no. Let me retract that. I don't think that. Because now, not trying to be funny, there's new updates that allegedly she was decaying for 4 to 6 weeks. So, that would put, not trying to be funny, he started his tour, I think it was August 25th, I believe. So, that would put that right in the time span of him being unalive, and you know what, let me go on a tour, and people will think I had nothing to do with nothing. And if you don't believe me, here's the tour schedule. Crazy, right? Yeah. And then who knows, because being that Hollywood is so crazy, maybe people was doing, you know, and let me stop doing that because I don't want to do this to a child, but we know how Hollywood gives it up. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe one of the associates did it, and being that they had such easy access, because think about it. If somebody's going to unalive somebody, why would you leave the evidence in the car on the next block? And then let me show you the proximity, because y'all might not understand the closeness to where this car was found to his residence, okay? So let's look at that real quick.
And I just wanted to point out, for clarification reasons, guys, this is the area that David lived. This is where the car was found, okay? You see that? You see how close that is?
It doesn't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? But I do believe he had an accomplice. I believe there was an accomplice. I believe it's more than one person. I don't think this little weird boy did this all by himself. But I do think he is the spearhead that orchestrated it. You understand? He was dealing with other other children and other adults. And you know what I'm saying? It could have been the doppelganger Celeste. Because, you know what I'm saying? On a live, she did kind of put out there that you like touching children. A lot of things come out on Mad Day. That's the live that they had to delete. And now everything is scrubbed. The Discord, everything is scrubbed. Yo, it just doesn't make any flipping sense. I need for this to come to an end. It needs to hurry up and come to an end. Because it's too much circumstantial evidence pointing to this boy either unaliving her, knowing who unalived her. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, California? Y'all locking people up for BS, and I'm not going to put that out there, you know what I'm saying, because some of y'all is a little bit haterish, you know what I'm saying? But even like with the Tory Lanez stuff, look what happened to Tory Lanez in California. You know what I'm saying? And the evidence wasn't evidencing like it was, but we got this here, and people's just going home living their little best lives. Okay, the little boy was on Fortnite yesterday. Everybody just acting like ain't nothing happening. But like I said earlier, it's probably the feds trying to take it, and they want his little stupid behind to do some more stuff so they could come and reel him the hell in. And then wait a minute too. Somebody said that they was trying to get the camera footage from the Tesla or whatnot, which is kind of stupid because I did Google it. And in Google, it said that you could turn off the cameras or whatever. So I don't know if there's a standby because I don't have a Tesla, nor do I want a Tesla. I don't want anything controlling me. I like to be in control. But yeah, what happened to that? Did y'all fingerprint it? What have y'all really done with this Tesla besides discover this poor baby's body? I don't know.